Here it is, guys. The brand new LEGO Star Wars UCS AT-AT Walker. So if you can't already tell, this thing is absolutely massive. I believe it's 25 inches tall or 62 centimeters. It's actually taller than the box it even comes in. And taking a closer look at the box quickly, as you can see, it is actually a little bit smaller than the UCS Millennium Falcon box. The set number is 75313. It will come with 6,785 pieces, so just under 7,000 pieces for this set. And the rumors are right. This is the next $800 LEGO Star Wars set to be released. There has been only one other, released in 2017, the iconic UCS Millennium Falcon that pretty much every LEGO Star Wars fan loves to this date, and it's still sold. So this is going to be sold alongside it. The Falcon is not going to be discontinued. And so you got to ask yourself a tough question. Do you want an AT-AT Walker or do you want a Millennium Falcon if you haven't purchased either yet? So as much as I like this box, I really like the Millennium Falcon box a little bit more because of the background. Honestly, this picture of the AT-AT Walker doesn't really capture just how crazy cool this set honestly is. So as this AT-AT Walker is as big and immense as you see it, there's actually something hiding inside, and it's pretty freaking sweet, guys. There is a full interior inside this model, not just in the body, but in the head as well. And you can actually raise this up and look directly at General Veers and the AT-AT Walker pilots and get that exact look that you see in Empire Strikes Back. This thing just continues to impress me. This is the first time ever where a UCS set is not just a display model, but honestly has tons of play features and different things that you can explore that you normally don't get with a UCS model. Normally these sets are just supposed to be an exterior type of display model that you put on the shelf and you don't really interact with that much. That is not the case with the AT-AT Walker. There is plenty of spaces for you to explore and to have fun with, and honestly, this has so much mock potential. We'll get to that in a few minutes. With the set, you are going to get 9 minifigures, which I know is going to make LEGO Star Wars fans happy. After the release of the UCS gunship in the summer of 2021, where it only came with 2 minifigures, this set going up to 9 minifigures is definitely a nice change. But the UCS gunship was $350, and this set right here is $800. So I'd hope that it would have at least 9 minifigures included. What are these blue things right here? These sand blue color. These are chairs. These are chairs for your snowtroopers or really any of your Imperial troops. In fact, there is 40 chairs inside this area right here. That is insane, and it definitely makes me want to go grab more than just the 5 snowtroopers that are included in this set. Now I should mention that there is a rumor going around that we're going to get a Hoth battle pack for I believe $20 roughly, and that's supposed to come out in January of 2022, only about a month after this set goes on shelves, November 26th 2021, or Black Friday in the United States. So it makes a lot of sense that LEGO would be making a Hoth battle pack. It's a little unfortunate that you'll have to spend even more money past the $800 just for this set alone to fill the interior space right here. There's a lot to talk about in this review. At the end, I will be showing this AT-AT Walker compared to pretty much every LEGO Star Wars set you would want to see it next to. Now moving on to the in-depth portion of the review with the all-terrain armored transport, or AT-AT. But before we get to that, let's look at the accessories and 9 minifigures that are included in this Ultimate Collector Series set. First up is a brand new and exclusive Luke Skywalker in his orange getup with a lightsaber and grenade included. There is a dual-sided face on this figure. Sadly, no arm printing like we get in the UCS Snowspeeder. Next up is another exclusive minifigure for the AT-AT, and that is a Snowtrooper Commander. We haven't seen this figure since 2014, and this is indeed a new version of that figure. The only difference between him and another Snowtrooper is the small badging on the torso, so not a big difference. Next up is 4 Snowtroopers that are included with the Walker.
All of them have the same torso, legs, helmet, and blaster. However, their heads all vary. So there's 2 female and 2 male snowtroopers included with this set. Next up is General Maximilian Veers. What a wonderful name. The only thing different about this General Veers is actually the legs. Everything else about this figure is the same from the 2020 playset AT-AT Walker. The new inclusion is the dark gray dual molded legs with black boots, and that's about it. And lastly, we get a pair of AT-AT drivers with pistols also included. Like General Veers, these are basically the same figures that we get from the 2020 AT-AT Walker, the playset version. I think the only difference is the new heads that are included. Now, moving on to accessories, the first thing I want to show is the brand new design of the speeder bike. I actually really like this design. It's all new and it's definitely very much improved compared to other speeder bikes in the last couple of LEGO Star Wars sets over the last couple of years. First off, there's a control panel on the speeder bike, which is nice. There's also like a curvature for the legs, so they're not actually sitting flat down. That's accurate. They kind of like angle their feet on a speeder bike, and so LEGO has finally made that happen. So I love this new design, and it's very much appreciated. You can put the snowtrooper on the speeder bike very easily. It's not hard at all, and there's plenty of detail all around the model. Another resemblance to the 2020 AT-AT Walker is the E-Web blaster. From what I can tell, this is the same blaster that we got in that set as well. And now, on to the main event, the giant Ultimate Collector Series AT-AT Walker. What a frickin' behemoth. There is details all around this set, and I'm going to go in depth with every single bit of it. First off, take a look at that head. Holy cow, this thing is just absolutely beastly. It's massive. It's aggressive. I love it. LEGO's done a great job of balancing studs and tiles like they always do with their Ultimate Collector Series sets. I know there's some LEGO Star Wars fans out there that don't like the studs, that just wish it was all tiled off. But then at that point, you wouldn't really know it's LEGO. And that's always what the LEGO Star Wars design team argues. I actually talked to Mark, or Brick Plumber, in the LEGO Star Wars community. He's very well known for his Hoth mock and making his own custom AT-AT. And I asked him his thoughts on the design overall, and his biggest complaint was that the legs look a little too thick on this model, and I can definitely see where he's coming from. Unfortunately, that's just, I think, a part of the design that LEGO had to go with in order to give this set the stability it needs for all of what's here in the interior that you can fully access. All the panels that you see me taking off are just connected by Technic axles. There's no actual connection points to lock those panels in. Keep that in mind. As you can see, there is 360-degree access to the command cockpit, an extremely cool feature that I never thought I would see on an AT-AT. A fun feature is movable Class 2 heavy cannons that rotate back and forth. And you can indeed include the entire crew that you see in Empire Strikes Back inside the AT-AT cockpit, which is General Veers and the 2 AT-AT pilots. The pilots actually look at a real display showing off Hoth, which I think is a fun feature on a 2x6 tile. Now moving on to the body of the AT-AT, the full interior that's included, which is just really incredible. I can't believe the designers put this in. There is a full 38 sand blue chairs included, and next to the chairs is even a spot for your blaster as well. So the designer really thought this through in terms of getting every single bit of detail. There's even a ladder that goes between the 2 different floors. There's all kinds of fun features. In theory, you could probably fit upwards of even 50 figures in the body of the AT-AT. Interestingly, there is a hidden feature on the back upper floor of the AT-AT body, and that is a fuel cell with actual fuel inside, which could be rhydonium. There's even piping on the backside of those. If you're wondering how the panels go on top of the AT-AT Walker, they simply just get held in by Technic rods, which is strange, but it works. It's enough to actually hold them in place. It's a good system, and it really just makes access to the interior that much more easy. On either side of the head, you have 2 movable blaster cannons. Next is the fact that you can actually move the head back and forth left or right. It's actually a really strange system. It's not what you would expect. There's this Technic handle on the inside that you will move back and forth, but in order to lock the position of the head, whether it's left or right, you have to then push it down on either side between a Technic pin. It doesn't really make too much sense until you actually play around with it, but that is the design LEGO went with. In terms of the range of motion for the head, as you can see, there's quite a bit. It's pretty impressive using some Technic parts. There is a little bit of play there, but it is enough to hold it together, and it even uses some flex tube. Next up is the plaque, and you might be wondering why I'm showing this now. It's actually what I want to show on the other side, which is the tool that is given in this set. And this is very important. It's something you don't want to lose. It's how you adjust the legs of the AT-AT Walker. So what the tool is used for is actually to spin a Technic rod linked to a gear mechanism to actually move the knee joints on both the mid and upper section of each leg, making a total of 8 Technic axles that you'll have to turn with the tool to get the articulation you want in the legs. Another downside is that the designer didn't decide to tile off those circular plates, and then there's also this piece that tends to fall off quite frequently. There's also additional details in the interior of the body, like a lot of 6x6 tiles with this newly developed sticker that has kind of that Death Star looking light pattern, which I really like. There's also circular pieces on either side of the neck to signify doors. Now taking a look underneath the body of the AT-AT, you'll actually see there's quite a bit of a detail. This is actually one of the first things you build when you start the model. There's 2 open studs for you to attach a string. On top of that, there is an open hatch for you to actually cut with your lightsaber and throw the grenade in, just like an Empire Strikes Back. Going back inside the Walker, this is where you're going to store your snow speeders on either side of the AT-AT Walker, which is really strange. There's only 2 snow speeders, but there's spots for 4, so you can put either the E-Web on one side and snow speeders on the other. Now looking at the exterior armor of the body, as you can see, there is actually an opening slot here that's made using snot to actually get inside the main hallway of the Walker, so that way you don't have to take off the entire panel. And this is actually a feature that is all around the exterior of the Walker. It's really cool to be able to just stick troops in whenever you want without having to take all the panels off. The detail on the foot pad and toe flap of the legs look wonderful, but when you move up the leg, I'm not a big fan of this dish and 2x6 tile. I really wish this was a printed element right here. I think that would have added a little bit more detail. In terms of the top panels of the AT-AT Walker, you're not going to really see too much of it, and I think there's enough tiling there to make it look nice. Now in terms of scaling, here is the playset snow speeder, and it actually works perfectly in terms of scale to the AT-AT Walker, so you can actually take that tow cable and actually, attach it around it and recreate the scene, which I think was really cool. Now on to the scale comparison. Here is the 2020 playset AT-AT, a custom AT-AT I built, and now an Imperial Star Destroyer, the $700 set. As you can see, this Walker is very big. Here's the UCS gunship. The gunship still holds its own for $350. Next is the Caterpillar Bulldozer, which is a $450 set. Of course, I had to show the Lego Titanic next to the Walker. As you can see, they scale pretty well next to each other. They're both really big sets in their own unique way. After that is the Disney Castle. I found this to be one of the tallest set I own, and as you can see, the Walker is just a little under that. Next is the $160 Imperial Light Cruiser. After that is R2-D2 that we got earlier in 2021. Then we have what you all been waiting for, the Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon, the same $800 set that are going to be sold side by side with each other. What does that look like in comparison? It's kind of not fair because I have a custom built Lego stand with the Falcon, so it doesn't actually come like the way it's set up here. So it's not quite fair. The Falcon should be technically just lying flat on the bottom with its landing gear out, but I obviously have it in its flying position. So they kind of scale pretty well in terms of that. Here's the trio of the Falcon, Imperial Star Destroyer, and the AT-AT Walker all next to each other. You are currently looking at over $2,000 of Lego Star Wars on one table. Pretty insane, and the Walker definitely holds its own.
So lastly, I want to answer the question of, is this set worth $800? There's only been one other set in existence from Lego to cost this much money, and it comes with a significant drop in pieces for the same price as the UCS Millennium Falcon. The Falcon comes with roughly 7,500 pieces. This is coming in with roughly about 6,800 pieces. So there's quite a difference for the same price. Now, as you just saw, the Falcon and AT-AT Walker are roughly in the same size range, which is a good thing. They should be given the price. And I think there will definitely be some fans that will question the piece count on this set. There's definitely a lot of bigger Lego pieces incorporated in this set versus the Falcon. So I understand why there's a price increase. Of course, you're going to be paying for what the Lego Star Wars community calls the Star Wars tax, basically the licensing fees and stuff like that. Of why this set is so expensive is, Disney takes a cut of it. When you compare this to, say, the brand new Lego Titanic that just came out with 9,000 pieces for $170, less than the AT-AT Walker, you really come to wonder where all that money is going. And honestly, licensing for Star Wars sets is very high. However, we are talking about probably one of the most iconic Star Wars vehicles in existence next to the Millennium Falcon. I think arguably you could show this to anybody and they'll recognize it as a Star Wars vehicle. Same goes, of course, with the Falcon, but I would say that the AT-AT Walker is definitely up there in terms of automatically recognizing it to the Star Wars universe. So that definitely might be something appealing to you. So in terms of its playability and functionality, this is definitely up there in terms of a UCS set. In fact, it might honestly be on the top of that category because of the incredible interior that Lego has included in this set, as well as the really cool functions of the legs. I really find the way that they use the tool without compromising stability of the set to be really ingenious and should be praised to the Lego Star Wars team for honestly accomplishing something that would be very difficult any other way. In fact, there's been a lot of custom Lego Star Wars AT-AT Walkers to come out over the last couple years, and they've grown in popularity. I go on to Lego Star Wars forums and I see a lot of fans buying up instructions and paying hefty big prices on Bricklink to make a custom AT-AT Walker, and now we have a solution to that, and it's an official Lego product. Now, if you're interested in custom AT-AT Walkers, I would absolutely steer you to the Lego set. You're gonna have a much better experience building it. You're gonna have the support from Lego, so if there's any missing pieces or there's anything wrong with the set, obviously that exists. You are getting minifigures with this set. There's the full interior. There's the functionalities of the head turning, the actual legs moving. A lot of the custom AT-AT Walkers made by fans out there do not have functioning legs, and that has been a main pain point for the custom community. So seeing what Lego has done here is a big achievement for the Lego Star Wars community. So not only is this AT-AT Walker huge, not only does it have an epic interior to it, but it's actually minifigure scaled. That's right, it's to the scale of a minifigure here. Not many Lego Star Wars UCS sets come close to minifigure scale. I'd say the closest would be the UCS Millennium Falcon. And even with that set, it still isn't perfect. The AT-AT Walker here, on the other hand, has just so much potential. Basically, this grants you into making probably one of the coolest Lego Hoth battles, maybe Endor, or really anything that you see in Battlefront 2. There's just so much potential with this Walker, and I love it. I absolutely love seeing this thing. So let's review this. We have functioning legs, we have a functioning head, full interior, stability is absolutely there. While there are some pieces that tend to break off a little bit, I would say it's a mostly sturdy set. It's extremely easy to get inside the model. It's extremely easy to put it back together. Very easy to just pick up from the bottom, so I'm not worried about moving it around spaces. It's minifigure scale, so it's a multi-purpose UCS model, not to mention a very well thought out building experience. I should note that there is a lot of Lego Technic inside this set. I would actually go as far to say that it is a 40% Lego Technic, 60% Lego System or Lego Brick set. So keep that in mind, that if you hate Lego Technic, you are going to hate putting these legs together. I don't really mind. I build Technic sets, I build Lego sets, so it doesn't really make a big difference to me. There's a lot going for this AT-AT Walker, and it's really hard not to recommend this set. If you are remotely interested in this set and you can swallow that giant pill of $800, you will not be disappointed with this set. I have reviewed hundreds of Lego Star Wars sets over the years, and there has been nothing quite like building the AT-AT Walker. I think you're going to have a great time. I think if you have the money, it's well worth it to pick up this model. While yes, it has less pieces than the Millennium Falcon, the interior space and the minifigure scale alone, to me, is absolutely worth the pickup. In fact, even though that this was a review copy from Lego, they did provide this set for free, I will be spending a solid $800 on buying a second and maybe even a third over the coming years to add to my LEGO Star Wars collection. So thank you so much to LEGO for providing this set for review. I had a blast building this. I think you will too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, you can check out my time-lapse video building this AT-AT Walker, and I also have an unboxing and reveal video showing my initial reaction to pulling this baby out of that brown box. Don't forget to subscribe down below, guys. I will be reviewing the next wave of LEGO Star Wars sets, and I have other content coming out, like more building time-lapse videos, as well as that Daro revision that I've been working on. So lots to come. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.